there is another story that's breaking in now of the Khalistani terror crackdown. The NIA has filed a charge sheet against 16 foreign-based Khalistanis in referendum 2020 of the Sikhs for Justice case. The NIA has filed a charge sheet against 16 accused persons before the NIA Special Court in New Delhi. And these were people who organized the referendum 2020. The man on your screens, the face of that, a troublemaker, registered on, a charge sheet has been filed against several people, including Gurpatwant Singh Pannu, Avtar Singh Pannu, Gurpreet Singh Bagi, Harpreet Singh, Paramjeet Singh, Sarabjit Singh Bannur, Amardeep Singh, and many others. The above individuals are members of Seek for Justice, an organization declared as unlawful association under UAPA Act. Let me go across to Abhishek on the phone line. Abhishek, it's happening at a very interesting time when Khalistani elements are trying to stoke tension in India, unrest in India, and also money to somehow cause this unrest.
Well, Niranjan, it's insidious, it's seditious, and it's dangerous, apart from being diabolical. The fact that every platform available to them on social media, from Facebook to Twitter to YouTube, as many as 222 URLs, 22 Twitter URLs, 98 Facebook URLs, there was one Instagram URL, other 5 dedicated websites, and 4 mobile apps. Can you imagine, for pushing Sikhs for Justice referendum and pushing the Khalistan narrative, trying to indoctrinate lay youth in the civilian population, but also trying to incite the Sikh soldiers in the Indian army, trying to indoctrinate Kashmiri youth, and then trying to indoctrinate, radicalize Muslim youth across the country. I mean, this is a diabolical plan to break India into pieces. And to that extent, this meticulous charge sheet that has been filed by the National Investigation Agency today clearly nails all these 16 top motivators of Sikhs for Justice referendum. And Niranjan, I must say that they are spread all across the world. Of these 16, 7 are from the United States, 6 are in the United Kingdom, and 3 are in Canada. Remember, Canada was recently in controversy when their Prime Minister made some unwarranted comments on the protests, farmer protests going on in some parts of India. And this charge sheet essentially nails the plan of these Khalistani separatists to create trouble through this referendum 2020, not just using social media platform, but pushing in money and terrorists even in parts of Punjab to carry out terror activities. In fact, some of these named have already been designated as terrorists within the UAPA law. And SFJ itself, Niranjan, remember, was designated an unlawful organization under the amended Section 51A of the UAPA Act 1967. While the NIA would continue further investigation, what is important is that those named have been openly openly asking for trouble in India, openly asking for youth to carry out anti-India activities, to indulge in sedition, and to that extent nailing them. But what is important also, Niranjan, is, and I must say this here, that the NIA has already attached properties of all these accused who are charge sheeted today, if they were in India, and sought attachment of their properties abroad also. In fact, parallelly, proceedings under the fugitive economic offenders might also be initiated, given all the meticulous work that the NIA has done in terms of getting these accused charge sheeted today. But what is important is, Niranjan, that all these accused have been channeling funds, have been channelizing indoctrination material, have been coordinating with Pak-based agencies. In fact, there is clear evidence with NIA that ISI has been coordinating this Khalistani push, and coordinating with the terrorists in Kashmir as well to essentially push their original K2 doctrine, which is Kashmir and Khalistan, to create problems for India insofar as pushing terror is concerned. So of these two, Gurpatwant Singh Pannu, of course, is a big one. He's based out of New York in the United States. And then there was another terrorist, a designated terrorist now called Paramjeet Singh Pamma. I believe he is from the United Kingdom. In fact, remember, we had done a story in which we had shown his involvement in Khalistani activities of separatism. Niranjan, in fact, sources in NIA tell us that the links of these charge-sheeted today, some of them designated terrorists now under UAPA, go to some of the murders that have taken place in Punjab over the past 1 year or one or 2 years in terms of trying to put a cleavage, communal cleavage in the society there and trying to take back Punjab to the 1980s. So clearly an attempt at sabotaging peace in India, even trying to break the country by carrying out these secessionist activities. And to that extent, the charge sheet gains real significance, Niranjan. Also, remember, coming as it does in the backdrop of these very same elements trying to hijack and project the farmer protests in a bad light by getting involved on the ground there as well.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us with those inputs, Abhishek. Let me go across to Ridham Bharadwaj as well. Ridham, it's a critical move. In fact, something that even the state of Punjab needed, because you see the kind of, I think I lost the line with Ridham Bharadwaj there, but let me try and go back to her. Ridham, okay, she's back with us on the phone line now. Let me go across to her. Ridham, some of these people, Republic TV had investigated and stung some of these people when I think it was Shravan who was in London and while in the UK exposing their entire plot, the referendum, post the referendum 2020 plot, the kind of designs of the Khalistani terrorists. They've now been charge sheeted. But tell our viewers more about the significance of this charge sheet and what this now means.
This is very clearly a clear indication that now all these people are going to be looked at very, very clearly in a very major light when it comes to the NIA that has now filed the charge sheet. Remember, this charge sheet now being filed against 16 foreign-based Khalistanis, and this is with the Seek for Justice case. Like we said, terrorist Pamma was also stung by Shravan in London. Republic TV has also now been, he had been stung by Republic TV, has been named in the NIA charge sheet. There are several people who are living in United States, Canada, UK who've been named. They are members of the Seek for Justice, and the charge sheet says it's an organization declared as unlawful association. The investigation has also revealed that this is a terrorist outfit floated in the garb of human rights. Its offices are in USA, Canada, UK, Australia. It's a Khalistani terrorist outfit operating from Pakistan. It also says that several accounts that it has on Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, YouTube are being used only to propagate sedition as well as enmity on the grounds of religion, region, and radicalized impressionable youth. These are some of the grounds in the charge sheet, which also goes on to say, based on the dossiers that have been provided by NIA, the chief patrons are now going to be designated as terrorists. It also names Paramjeet Singh, who has been stung earlier by Republic TV. It also says during the course of the investigation, NIA has now identified the immovable properties that belong to these terrorists in Punjab, and these have also been seized. They've also been ordered to be attached. But the biggest news is also coming in as this charge sheet is being filed. It's been filed under sections of 153A, 153B. And this is very clearly, therefore, them saying this is a conspiracy by these people to launch a concerted secessionist campaign under the banner of Referendum 2020 for creation of Khalistan. The timing of the charge sheet is very critical because now that it's been filed, these members are going, and their role is going to be under the scanner of the of the NIA that's clearly looking into this, that is acting like a frontal organization of terrorism. It's Khalistani terrorism, and it's operating from foreign soil, including the soil of Pakistan. They've also said it's trying to undermine the security of the Indian state, Niranjan, by instigating Sikh men in the Indian army.
Thank you for joining us with those inputs. Chargesheet being filed by the NIA investigation revealing that the Sikhs for Justice, a secessionist outfit floated in the garb of human rights advocacy group with its offices in various countries like US, Canada and UK, Australia, is a frontal organization of Khalistani terrorist outfits operating from foreign soils, including Pakistan.